Hello dear students, we are going to learn a topic today, replication. Replication under chapter molecular basis of inheritance of class 12. Students, one question always arises in your mind that how each cell divide to form many cells and how such quantity of DNA comes from which sites, from which place, how the number of DNA contents increase inside the cell. The answer of this question you will get, students, by learning this topic, replication. Replication is the process by which a parent DNA produce their identical copies of DNA. Parent DNA produce their identical copies of DNA. Identical copies of DNA is called DNA replication. DNA replication. The mechanism of DNA replication, to prove the mechanism of DNA replication, three postulates are, three theories are given. First is a semi-conservative mode of replication. Semi-conservative. In previous class I already told you that the replication is also takes place in which steps of cell cycle, that is S phase. Okay, who discover the replication process? Replication generally discover that FHC Crick in 1953. Okay, this is a type of replication, semi-conservative mode of replication. Semi-conservative mode of replication. Second is conservative model, and third is conservative model, and third is, first is a semi-conservative model, conservative model, and third is a dispersive model. Dispersive model. Now first one is a semi-conservative model. Semi-conservative model. The semi-conservative model states that the parent DNA produce their identical copies and each identical copies is similar to their parent DNA. The mechanism happen, this is a structure, this is a DNA. They produce, in semi-conservative model, the DNA strand gets uncoiled and both uncoiled strands synthesize their own strand. Both the uncoiled strands synthesize their own strand. In this model, one parent DNA synthesize two strands of DNA and one strand is new in each strand and one strand is old in each strand. So this one is a new strand and this one is a old strand. In this mode of replication, a parent copy, this is a parent copy. Parent copy is always conserved. Always conserved. So this mode of replication is called conservative mode of replication. Here the parent copy is always conserved. This is a parent DNA and form two daughter DNA. This is a daughter DNA and daughter DNA is made up of one parent DNA and one new strand of DNA. This model is a semi-conservative model and this is a most accepted model. The second model is conservative. Conservative model states that the DNA replications would create new DNA double helix made up of two daughter strand. According to this model, this conservative model, this is a parent DNA. According to conservative model, the parent DNA synthesize two DNA strand. One should be the parent and one strand should be the entirely new. So this one is a two daughter, but one should be of parent DNA and one should be of new DNA, and this is a parent DNA. In conservative mode of replications, the parent DNA form two DNA strands, multiple copies of strand, but out of which half set means one of them are a parent DNA is the same as a parent DNA and half of the one strand should be new. You can say that here the conservative mode of the replications, one DNA is always conserved in the parent. Now, in dispersive mode of replications, the parent DNA first, if they are going to replicate, they are fragmented. And they are separated with each other. Okay? But at the time of synthesis, one should be of new strand and one should be of old strand. This one is a old and this is a new strand. Same way, old and new strand. This is a daughter DNA. But here, in between the formation of parent to daughter, one step is come. This is a dispersive mechanism. Here the segment of DNA is formed. The fragment of DNA is formed, and due to formation of this fragment, it is chance to shows a random reunions. That's why the chances of mutation will be more. So this mode of replication is not proved and not accepted. So in this all models of DNA replications, the semi-conservative model is most accepted model of DNA replications, and that was also explained by the two scientists Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl. Now we are going to learn about the experimental proof of semi-conservative mode of replication. Experimental proof of semi-conservative mode of replication. Now students, heading experimental proof of semi-conservative mode of replication. Experimental proof of semi-conservative mode of replication. Now students, for proof this for proving semi-conservative mode of replication, 3 experiments are performed. First is called Michelson and Stahl experiment. Michelson and Stahl experiment. Michelson and Stahl experiment. They perform experiment by taking E. coli and isotopes of nitrogen, that is heavy and light nitrogen taken in his experiment. This one is a Michelson and Stahl experiment. Second, Cairn radiography experiment. Cairn's radiography experiment. And third one is a Taylor radiography experiment. Radiography experiment. Now the first heading is Michelson and Stahl experiment. Michelson and Stahl experiment. The Michelson and Stahl experiment performed by Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl in 1958 on E. coli. On E. coli by using isotopes of nitrogen, that is light isotopes of nitrogen N14 and heavy isotopes of nitrogen N15. This is a heavy isotopes and this is a light isotopes, heavy as well as light isotopes of nitrogens. So this experiment was proved by Michelson and Franklin Stahl in 1958 on E. coli by using isotopes of nitrogen, that is a light as well as heavy nitrogen. Now students, the Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl perform experiment on E. coli to prove DNA replication is semi-conservative. They use two type of isotopes of nitrogen. First is a light as well as second is a heavy nitrogen. Okay. Now for performing experiment, in first experiment, suppose first experiment they perform, the bacteria, the E. coli bacteria. Now first to talk about the E. coli. E. coli is a bacteria having lifespan of 20 minutes. Means within 20 minutes this bacteria gets divided into two. And if any bacteria is cultured 2, 3, 4 times in the isotopes containing nitrogen, then the genetic materials and nitrogen of the body of bacteria gets labeled with the nitrogen isotopes. So this two type of nitrogens separately they culture E. coli into the heavy as well as light nitrogen for culturing 40 generation of the bacteria, 14 generation of the bacteria in separately, that is a light as well as in heavy nitrogen. Okay, they first they culture E. coli in nitrogen 14 containing isotopes for 14 generation containing isotopes for 14 generation. That's why the bacterial DNA labeled with bacterial DNA labeled with light isotopes. How they observe? They are labeled. They subjected to the density gradient centrifugation. Density gradient centrifugation. they on centrifugation, the light strand of light nitrogen strands, they shows the sedimentation up to the upper region because the DNA was light. Here sedimentation form on upper region. It indicates that the bacterial DNA is labeled with N14. This is a sedimentation. How can you say? How can you see this as experimentally? Now, in second experiment, they further labeled with a bacteria for 14 generation in nitrogen 15 containing solution, and they form N15 strand. They form a bacteria DNA labeled with N15. Now, this is a culture tube having N14 containing ammonium chloride, N14 containing ammonium chloride solution. They add E. coli bacteria. This is a E. coli bacteria. This is the first experiment, students. They add into the culture media after 40 cell generation. 40 cell generation, bacteria labeled with N14, bacterial DNA labeled with N14 because nitrogen is an important constituent of the DNA. It is formed in purine as well as in pyrimidine bases. Now, the DNA of cell isolated, after labeling DNA of cell isolated and subjected to density gradient centrifugation, subjected to density gradient centrifugation. Density gradient centrifugation, and they observe a band that are formed after density gradient centrifugation is light band at this zone. Light band, because it is light, that's why they form on upper region, you can say light DNA and light band. Okay, light band, and they further isolated that all the DNA is labeled with N14 isotopes. N14 isotopes. In second experiment, Michelson and Stahl grew the E. coli bacteria. The E. coli bacteria in N15 containing ammonium chloride solution. Same way, culture for 40 generation, DNA is isolated and subjected to the density gradient centrifugation, and observe that due to labeling, here they labeled with N15 heavy nitrogen, N15, and after density gradient centrifugation they observed that the DNA labeled with N15. This is a N15 heavy DNA, and after observing DNA he found that both the DNA strands are labeled with N15. Okay, this was the second experiment that performed by the Michelson and Stahl. This is a light band, it is a N14 containing, and this is a heavy band containing N15. Now, the third experiment was performed by the Michelson and Stahl, So the third experiment performed by Michelson and Stoll, that he cultured E. coli bacteria that was labeled with N14, that was labeled, either N14 or N15 you can take, that are labeled by N15 DNA, cultured in N14 containing ammonium chloride solution. Again they after one cell generation, not after one generation, two generation, three generation. After one generation, DNA is isolated and subjected to density gradient centrifugation. They observed that a band is formed, but band was intermediate. Means one is of light band and one of heavy band. Intermediate band are formed. Intermediate band. And after DNA analysis, it is observed that due to here the culture E. coli containing N15, and after first one generation culture in N14, the DNA form intermediate that having both N15 as well as N14. This is a N14 DNA and this is a N15 DNA. Means the parent E. coli having nitrogen 15 grown in media containing nitrogen 14, only one generation they grow, they form only one strand, only one copies, especially of intermediate band. Now this one is a you can take suppose this is a parent individual, you can take two copies also, but one is this is a N15 and this is a N14. So this one is an intermediate band formed between it. After two cell generation, when DNA is isolated and subjected to density gradient centrifugation, they found that the one intermediate is constant, and in second generation the number of increasing of light band takes place. Especially two copies of light band are formed. Why two band? Because the solution containing NH4Cl, that is a light nitrogen here, N14 ammonium chloride, that is a light nitrogen. Here one intermediate is constant, means one copies of DNA is conserved, and the light band formation is a new strands that are formed from the intermediate strand. You can see, suppose this is a N15, they form N14 strand, and if N coiled, N14 form 2 strand, N14 form 2 strand, and N15 form 14 strand. That is both DNA are of N14. Okay, N14 here, N14 strand, here N15 strand, here N15, and this one is a purple color of 114 strands. But after third generation, the DNA isolated, subjected to density gradient centrifugation, and observed that the thickening of light band will be the maximum. Continuously increase the thickness of light band, and intermediate is constant. It means that apparent intermediate's copy is conserved, but the continuous increase of the light band indicate that the one copies of DNA is conserved in the form of intermediate band, but due to the bacteria culture into the light nitrogen isotopes, the thickening of the light band is formed constantly. It means that if he observed, they found that the 4 DNA of light strand and 2 DNA of intermediate light as well as heavy strand. Okay, suppose here both they form light band. Okay, here they also form light band, here also form one light band and one intermediate band, and one light band. This type of phenomena is generally occur. This indicate that means the presence of light band after 40 cell generation indicate normal procedure here. This is also heavy band, they labeled with heavy, then it appear. But in third experiment, after 1 cell, 2 cell and 3 cell generation, 3 times they culture, 4 times they culture, and they form this type of strand constantly. So this one is this experiment clearly proves that one parent copy is conserved in this experiment. So the conclusion of this experiment was the presence of intermediate band as a unit, but repeatedly increase of light band indicate that one conserved copy is constant, but number of light band increase rapidly. That's why we can say that the mode of replication is semi-conservative. Okay, now the further another experiment that was performed by Taylor autoradiography experiment on a plant known as Bissia faba. Okay, Bissia faba, and he clearly proved that the mode of replication is semi-conservative. Now students, in next class we will learn about the mechanism of replication in detail, how the replication takes place inside the cells, how DNA is uncoiled, and how they are uncoiled from one side, they constantly synthesize another DNA strand repeatedly. Each monomeric unit of nucleotides joined together and leading and lagging strand, how the parent DNA synthesize their complementary DNA strand by semi-conservative way. Thank you, students.